Hello, Planeswalkers. Welcome to TasigurTV. I'm your host, Tasigur, aka the Golden Fang, aka the Opulent One, aka the Dragon's Necklace, aka Delve Daddy. In this episode, I'll scavenge through the pages of Magic lore to learn all I can about Kaladesh's Renegade Prime. Then, I'll examine a Kaladesh preview card that has me making all sorts of crazy speculations, theories, and predictions for Magic's foreseeable future. Let's get started. Turn the page, zombie. Our story begins in the past, just hours after Consul Baral attempted to execute Chandra. If you want to catch up on that story first, the link to Chandra's origin story, Fire Logic by Doug Beyer, is in the description below. Pia Nalar awoke in her cell on Kaladesh, and Consul Baral began to psychologically attack his prisoner. "I killed your daughter today, Pia," he told her. "Time out. Seriously? Oh my dragon lord, what a... snake, that is filthy, Consul Baral. You are a dirty, dirty man. Sorry. Moving on. Consul Baral spoke of Chandra and how she looked into the crowd for her mother before she was executed. Baral gave Pia a partially melted piece of Chandra's vent pack as proof of her execution. This was torture by design, and this kind of conversation carried on for days. Finally, one day, Pia had had enough, so she hurled the aether lamp in her cell through the bars at Consul Baral and caught him right in the face mask. A brilliant blue glow surrounded him on impact, but Pia knew that was not the result of the aether in the lamp. Baral was a mage. He removed his face mask to adjust it, revealing severe scar tissue on the left half of his face. His features had been severely burned. When Pia asked Baral what had happened to his face, he told her. Chandra happened. Cut to the recent past, the Inventus Fair on Kaladesh. High on a rooftop, Pia and several other renegades were putting the final touches on a thopter that was important to their plan. When the time was right, the completed thopter joined hundreds of others from other rooftops and swirled around the console automatons below. While the people that attended the fair believed this was all part of the show, the thopters released a sort of aether pulse that caused the aether in the automatons to surge, disabling them all. As Pia and the other renegades fled the scene, she was followed by a hooded man and two other figures. Tezzeret grabbed Pia's arm and proclaimed that he had found Renegade Prime. Chandra and Liliana appeared behind him, and the recognition between Chandra and Pia was unmistakable. At that moment, Dovin Bond, Nisa, and an army of console automatons appeared to flank them. Nisa took Chandra and Liliana's side as the console forces closed in to capture Pia. Chandra battled with the automatons, but Pia seemingly gave herself up to Tezzeret and Dovin. She didn't want Chandra hurt or captured. As the console forces carried Pia away, Nisa, Chandra, and Liliana retreated. There were just too many automatons to fight effectively, and Baal had Pia. Chandra, Liliana, and Nisa managed to ditch their consulate pursuers and find temporary rest in a market alley off the main road. While Chandra buried her face in her hands, overwhelmed with the day's events, Nisa and Liliana got into a little spat, essentially blaming each other for Chandra's current state. Eventually, Liliana had enough of their little squabble, so she left the other two planeswalkers in order to pursue Tezzeret. Liliana knew there was more at stake than Chandra's feelings or the politics of Kaladesh if Tezzeret was involved. As Nisa and Chandra set to depart in the opposite direction, an older woman approached them and placed her hand on Chandra's shoulder. The woman explained that Chandra would need to remain calm if she were going to rescue Pia. That was when Chandra recognized the woman as Ovaya Pashiri, the same woman that helped Chandra escape the consulate forces all those years ago. The plot thickens. And the chapter ends right there. What next? What do you think of the mother-daughter reunion? Will Liliana uncover what Tezzeret is about to unleash? Will Nisa and Chandra be able to free Pia from the consul's grasp? Stay tuned. Put your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start speculating. Turn the page, zombie. Before I start spewing crazy speculation, spoiler alert. If you are the type that likes to learn things as they happen, I won't be mad if you click away. The problem with speculation is, if I'm right, it becomes prophecy. So watch at your own risk. Here I go. Ajani comes to Kaladesh, confirmed. Check out this preview card from majorspoilers.com. So what does Ajani's presence on Kaladesh really mean? Turns out, a lot. In the short term, Ajani's presence represents a variable that the consulate could not anticipate in their attempt to stop Chandra, Pia, and the Renegades. In the long term, Ajani's presence means so much more. My predictions: Ajani will join the Gatewatch, even if it's only temporary. He will assist the Gatewatch with their troubles on Kaladesh before traveling with them to Amonkhet in order to battle the gods there. His experience on Theros will prove useful to the Gatewatch. His then gained experience from Amonkhet will teach him how to rescue Elspeth from the underworld of Theros. We will not go right to Theros after Amonkhet though, no. It will be some time before we get there. After Amonkhet block is the return to Alara block. Ajani is going home. Tezzeret is going home. Alara has been a major plane in Nicol Bolas' schemes, and we should learn a lot more about those schemes next year. A return to New Phyrexia is possible instead, but I have my doubts. -1/-1 counters are a thing on New Phyrexia. WotC R&D likes to keep the counter mixing and standard to a minimum, and there are +1/+1 counters all over Kaladesh. Also, New Phyrexia and formerly Mirrodin are artifact-themed planes, which would be too similar to Kaladesh for a block that will exist in the same standard environment. You heard it here first. Maybe. A year early. We are Alara bound next fall. Liliana will discover Tezzeret's plan, which will take the Gatewatch to Amonkhet. Ajani will be heavily involved in the war with the gods on Amonkhet. Then, after solving the problems there, the Gatewatch will head to Alara to defeat Nicol Bolas and his master plan. We'll find out for sure when Wizards announces next fall's block in January. So exactly how and when will Ajani interfere on Kaladesh? How are Amonkhet and Alara linked to Nicol Bolas' master plan? Stay tuned. Put your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Page Zombie. Thanks, peoples. That concludes this episode of Scavenge the Pages. Delve into more fun with me next episode as I continue my search for lore and make many baseless speculations. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and share. If you did not enjoy this episode, please dislike and share. Please feel obligated to comment below. Subscribe to stay up to date on the latest from TasigurTV, and I'll see you next adventure. Love always, Tasigur.